Hello friends, this is Midrock Crisis. I'm East Coast Pete and I am really excited about today's show because we are going to examine guitar wizard Leo Kottke, one of my favorite all-time guitarists. Leo Kottke is a success story, hard fought and won. Mr. Kottke still plays various venues near and far. His fan base is international. Even without much chart success, this man entertains with deadpan humor as well as technical wizardry. Born in 1945 in Athens, Georgia, his guitar tone first surfaced at college in Minnesota. He'd been in the Navy Reserve where he damaged his hearing. This was an exaggeration of a firecracker incident when he was younger. Suffice to say, his musical career began with partial deafness. He is known for his unique syncopated polyphonic melodies. He uses open tunings with a glass bottleneck on his left pinky finger. He also used metal thumb and finger picks on his right hand like a banjo player. This allowed him to attack the strings forcefully with expressive accents. Like other guitar experts, his dramatic dexterity with both hands was excellent. Leo's vocals have been a point of contention. I've never disliked the sound of his rich baritone timbre, but one of his running jokes is to compare his voice to the sound of goose flatulence. His lyrics are soulful and often quirky and humorous. He was influenced by Mississippi John Hurt, but his output is not straight 12-bar blues. His playing soars through many genres: folk, rock, jazz, blues, and since the recording industry has a need for labels, they've labeled him New Age. Though there was nothing in his work to even remotely suggest alt or mysticism. By 1966, he was a coffee house regular in the Twin Cities. In 1969, 12-string blues featuring his own composition Sweet Louise and others, and covers of John Fahey and Pete Seeger, mostly recorded live at the 10 O'Clock Scholar, a coffee house significant in that they hosted both Bob Dylan and Simon and Garfunkel early in their careers. 1969, 12 and 6-string blues was released, also known as the Armadillo album. Because of the drawing on their sleeve, 14 new songs recorded at Tacoma's studio included Busted Bicycle. This album would go on to sell 500,000 records. Promoted by word of mouth at colleges and caffeinated intellectuals, becoming his most well-known work. 1970, signed with Capitol and released Circle Around the Sun. 8 of the 11 tracks are re-recordings of songs from 12-string blues. 1971 brought us Mudlark, the first album with backing musicians, bass and drums and piano. Kottke's cover Birds hit 8 Miles High. In 72, Greenhouse for vocal numbers. I like his voice and so do the ladies. In 73, My Feet Are Smiling, live from the Tyrone Guthrie Theater in Minneapolis. 74, Ice Water, Pamela Brown. It's his only charting signal, and Dreams and All That Stuff. No vocals, highest charting album at number 45. 75, Chewing Pine and Power Failure, a Procol Harum song, somewhat more commercial with a focus on vocals. 76, he signed with Chrysalis. He released Burnt Lips in 78 a soundtrack for a Terrence Malick Days of Heaven film. In 1980, Leo developed severe tendonitis in his strumming hand. He was forced to give up his fingerpicks to develop a classical style. He reinvented himself over the next 3 years. His fans never deserted him, nor he they. In 81, he released album Guitar Music. Who named that one? In 83, Time Step with Albert Lee and Emmylou Harris. This is the last release before another sabbatical. In 1986, A Shout Towards Noon, a softer approach, a jazz, and a taste of synthesizers. Because it is the 80s, don't you know. 1988, Regards for Chuck Pink's a song Busy Signal nominated for a Grammy. 1989, My Father's Place.
It was behind a curtain.
Featured in the PBS
Please welcome John Hammond.
Home and Away documentary.
Guitars went up with the curtain.
In 1990, That's What.
So, I'm all right.
A very different Kottke emerges.
But I think David Lindley told me that the way to get a tune out of your head, especially the kind of stuff that you might have to play on a session that was unpleasant but paid well, is to play it backwards in your head. Figure it out, run it backwards, and it being 180 degrees out of phase with the previous input, it will cancel itself, erase, and you'll be free of it. This actually works, I think. Works for me, at any rate. But I have a problem, which is that what I want to get out of my head is a lick, and it's not an entire tune. And the lick is sort of complicated and thoroughly repellent to me. It's Woody Woodpecker's lick. I don't know if anybody else is haunted by that idiot bird, but I hear it too often.
Yeah.
Since all bad jazz sounds like Woody Woodpecker, I thought I'd...
Just to give you a little taste of his humor. To continue, 1990, That's What. A very different Kottke emerges.
Yeah, every now and then you forget your own name.
He plays Dan Electro 6-string bass on his Little Snoozer song. 1991, Great Big Boy with Lyle Loving. 1993, Peculiarosa with Ricky Lee Jones. And all tracks have vocal parts. In 97, Standing in My Shoes. And it covered Fleetwood Mac's World Turning. Chet Atkins makes an appearance here. 99, One Guitar, No Vocals, with Fish bassist Mike Gordon. This album is mind-blowing and mesmerizing. Not that his others aren't, just that if you want a sample of Kottke's later work, start here. If you like guitar music of any type, or if you don't like his voice, try this one. 2002, Clone, again with Mike Gordon. 2004, Try and Stop Me, all improvisation. In 05, 66 Steps with Gordon, written and arranged in Costa Rica and recorded in Nassau. I mention this only because I have a dear relative who lives in the Bahamas. Actually, it's in the Virgin Islands. Really. Leo Kottke was responsible for many live and compilation albums. He regularly appears at folk festivals, still telling his humorous and often bizarre stories. He has never compromised integrity in order to achieve chart placements. and he still looks great. So thanks for being with me. Hope you like the show, and I do read the comments. If you have anything to add to this, I'll see you next time. Peace.